Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm making a series of videos about the beautiful Apple IIc clones. And this time, I'm going to talk about this tank. It's the Franklin Ace 500 clone. So let's start. The Franklin Ace 500 is a beautiful computer. It has a beautiful combination of dark gray color and red lettering with this gray keyboard with black, so it's really elegant. It also has a numeric keypad that makes it a little bit more fun, and for people that used to do some office work, it was really good. One of the things that this computer is, and you can see it while I handle it, is that it's very, very heavy. It's like maybe two times, not three times, but 2 times as heavy as the Apple IIc. And that's because it has a lot of metal inside. It has a lot of nice ports in the back, modem, some selectors over here, parallel, an external floppy drive, we'll talk about this a little bit later, a mouse, RGB, and the TV out. This is a modified computer that I did. I actually modified the connector because it came with an external power supply and the power supply was dead. So I did a lot of experiments, and after that I found out that I could put a power supply of an Apple IIc Plus inside, and it fits perfectly. So I'll show it to you later, this thing, and I have an article on Call Apple about this. Anyway, this machine, it's nice. It has a floppy drive also, internal. It's a beautiful design, again, and a connector for the audio for earphones. And on the front, it has a volume between a lot of, the normal Apple IIc 80 and 40 column. It has a mouse or joystick button. I don't know what it does because they behave the same. This is to change the colors. This is when you have the RGB connected, and I had a lot of issues with that, but I'll talk to you about that later. One of the other things that I found out the hard way is that this handle doesn't go all the way down like the Apple IIc does, and this is just designed to be carried, but not designed to be lifted up. I found out because actually it has, the plastic is made in a way that if you force it, it will scratch it, and it will not be very good from the interior also. So, word of advice, don't force that thing. So there has been a lot of controversy. I think they found out that Franklin actually was copying, not re-engineering the Apple II ROM. So the only thing they did is change some of the keys to be their own instead of the open Apple and close Apple. But actually, I think that's why they got sued, because they were basically bootlegging the ROM to make it work. Anyway, it's a nice machine. It has a very nice keyboard, better keyboard than the Laser 128. It's a clicky one. It uses very special keys, Futaba keys that are very hard to find, but they really are very good at tactile wise. So there's a couple of things that I found while I was working on this to create the video. One is that an external drive only works, the external drive connector only works with 5 1/4 drives. I connected a few 3 1/2, and none of them worked. So there's something weird maybe with the ROM, or maybe the way they handle it, I don't know. And it doesn't recognize the 3 1/2 as far as I can, at least the ones that I got. The other thing that I found kind of weird was the video. This video, it's supposed to be CGA connector. It's an RGB signal supposedly, and I got a cable for this. My monitor, it's an RGB monitor. I got a few cables, I got a few combinations. I actually made my own cable, and I could get some video, but not the way it should. So I am not sure what is the problem. Most likely it's my cable. But anyway, the video from this is not perfect yet, at least on my side. So I got to do more experimentation with this. It didn't came with a cable, so of course I have no way to find it out. And of course I don't have an original monitor for this computer. So other than that, let's do a little test. Okay. So of course, first of all, I'm going to connect my monitor, and then directly I'm going to connect power supply. Well, I'm in my normal direct power. I'm going to power on my monitor. Make sure that it's on the composite. And let's fire this guy up. Let's put test floppy. What about we put the MACC test? Let's see what happens. Wow, nice, huh? So let's change the angle and see how this computer works. One of the things also I don't like too much is that it doesn't have the arrow keys. They are integrated into the numeric keypad, so you have to do it like this. And of course, if you have your num key on, it won't work. So, or it will give you some issues. So basically, you gotta be careful that the num lock is not on. The only nice thing is that these things light up to show what's happening over here. And about those lights, I like these lights a lot. They, they show you what's on and what's turned on and what's moving and etc. So let's do a little machine. It recognizes it as a Apple IIc Plus. I don't know why. It tells me that it's 128K, but I have it maxed on memory in this thing, so it's not accurate. Let's check out colors, and it gives me a little bit of a fringe over here. I don't know if you can see it. Just slightly, it gives me a little bit of a fringe, but otherwise it's pretty good, solid image. "80 columns" is readable, it's okay. Let's do something else. So the reset's all the way over here, so you got to use two hands to do it. And I'm gonna fast forward this because this is gonna take a long time to load. I forgot, we need to connect a mouse. And of course we need to connect the Franklin mouse. Gotta be careful not to confuse these ports. We don't want to kill anything. So this is the mouse port. And here we go. I'm testing the Apple II desktop. And because this is floppy based, I'm gonna have to go around and check on the next drive to be able to open the desk accessories. And about this Apple. As you can see, it says memory 320K, so at least it recognizes the memory that I have. It has a weird, doesn't have an memory extension. You gotta go and solder actually the chips over there. So I went in there and I put some bases and I soldered those bases, and then I put some chips over there, and it gave me the extension memory. Other than that, you cannot do too much to upgrade this computer. Let's see a game. And as you can see, this is the version 1.0 of the ROM. They never came out with nothing else. Text is barely readable. Again, I have issues. Look at this fringing and different weird colors over here. There's nothing I can do about it. Nothing really affects it. And as you can see, the 80 column is not very readable with their composite. But it works. It's a nice clone. Another issue that I found is that this machine does not recognize the W drive or the floppy emulator. So it did recognize the floppy emulator once I opened it up and I connected the floppy emulator instead of the internal emulator. But it was a pain, and it just recognized the disk images. It doesn't recognize hard drive images or 800K images. So it's very limited, and again, it can only be used with an external floppy drive also, 5 1/4. So it's not, again, it's a pretty machine, but it doesn't work. That's it. So this is my report, people. I hope you like it. It's a beautiful computer. I'm very happy to have it on my collection. It is, anyway, not a computer that I would use on a daily basis as a daily driver because of the lack of compatibility with SD drives and mass media. So other than that, it's again a piece of beauty. It's very pretty. I like the colors, I like the combinations. One thing that I don't like is that the red, but I'm a UX guy, so maybe that's a problem. The red and the black are not really readable. So really to read these numbers and this text over here are going to be a little bit difficult, but it's just a matter of aesthetics. Other than that, it's a beautiful machine. It's a clone. It's a rarity. It's difficult to get these ones, and when you get them, they are in not very good state. So a few people have some of them that are, in really great shape. I love them to have them, of course, working and in top-notch shape. So that's why I like to be playing with these machines. Anyway, I hope you like this episode. As always, please comment a lot. I love comments and I like to respond them. Please don't forget to subscribe if you can. If you can help me on Patreon, that's okay. And that's it. Hope you like it, and see you next time. Composite. So let's move to RGB with this cable, and of course it's weird. It sometimes works, sometimes it does not.